The mathematical operation known as a combination is used to determine the number of different ways that you can select a certain number of objects from a larger group. In other words, the number of different combinations of k from n. The notation here will be read as n choose k. So n is the number in the larger group, and k is the number of objects that you're choosing. Let's look at a couple of examples. A child has 4 toys. He needs to pick 2 toys to take with him on a trip. How many different combinations of 2 could he pick from 4? So let's say that he has crayons, a stuffed toy, a car, and some blocks. He could choose the crayons and the stuffed toy, the crayons and the car, the crayons and the blocks, the stuffed toy and the car, the stuffed toy and the blocks, or the car and the blocks. So there are 6 different ways, given 4 objects, that he could choose 2. We could also write this as 4 choose 2. So for really small numbers like this, you could do it out by hand, but as these numbers get larger, you're not going to want to figure out by hand all of the different combinations. We have a formula that you could use to compute a combination. N choose k is equal to n factorial divided by k factorial times n minus k, in parentheses, factorial. In this case, n is 4 and k is 2. We have 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 4 minus 2 factorial. 4 minus 2 is in the parentheses, so we do that first. 4 minus 2 is 2. So now we have 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 2 factorial. If we fill out all of the factorials, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 2 times 1 times 2 times 1. Because we just have multiplication in the numerator and the denominator, we can cross out 2 times 1, leaving us with 4 times 3 in the numerator and 2 times 1 in the denominator, which is 12 over 2, which equals 6. Let's look at another example now with some larger numbers. There are 20 students in a class. The teacher needs to choose 4 to help with the demonstration. How many different ways can the teacher choose 4 students? In this case, we have 20 choose 4. There are many different ways to choose 4 students from a class of 20, so this is one that we definitely do not want to do out by hand. We'll use the formula. 20 is our n, and then 4 is our k value. 20 choose 4 equals 20 factorial over 4 factorial times 20 minus 4 factorial. If we do the subtraction first, if you would do the whole thing out by hand, so in the numerator 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 and so on, this would get incredibly long. You can do it that way, but it's going to be a lot of math, and with that there's a lot of different places that you could make a mistake. What I'm going to suggest is that you use your calculator. I'm going to show you how to do this using a TI-30. So I have the TI-30XS. If you have any of the other TI-30s, the keys might look a little bit different, but for the most part they have the same labels. So what I'm going to do is I want 20 choose 4. So the first step is going to be to enter in 20. And then to find the combination, on the TI-30s, it's PRB. That'll give you the option for permutations, combinations, and factorials. I want combinations. That will give me NCR. So the TI-30 series, instead of K, they use the symbol R. So 20 choose 4. Enter. Gives me 4,845. So if you have a calculator that'll do combinations, it'll be much quicker than trying to do all of those factorials out and then doing the multiplication by hand. If you have any questions about the combinations after this video, you should post them to the discussion board in your class.